I'm an old man now, but the memory of what happened at my 7th birthday still haunts me to this day. He, whose laughter once filled the room, is still out there somewhere, a shadow lurking in the corners just out of reach. Please, watch at your own risk, for the darkness of that thing lives till this day. I remember the laughter, how it filled the air of our living room, bouncing off the streamers and balloons, making the entire scene look like something out of a joyful children's book. It was my 7th birthday party, and the clown was in the middle of his act, pulling rabbits from his hat and making coins appear from behind our ears. The adults clapped enthusiastically, completely charmed by his antics. As a child, I found his painted smile and oversized shoes just as enchanting. But as the sun dipped below the horizon, something in the room shifted. The once bright lights seemed to dim, casting long shadows across the walls. It was gradual, the way the food on the table began to look off. A tray of sandwiches, which were fresh a moment ago, now oozed with a greenish tinge. I hesitated, pulling my hand back as the smell reached me. It was like wet earth and rot. "Mommy, doesn't that sandwich look weird?" I tugged at my mother's sleeve, pointing to the food. She glanced over, still smiling. "Oh, honey, it's just the party lights. Go play." She dismissed my concerns with a wave of her hand, her eyes returning to the clown, who now juggled knives. His eyes locked on the children. Some of my friends shrieked, half in glee, half in fright. The clown's tricks grew stranger. Balloons popped, revealing clouds of smoke instead of air. Flowers wilted in his hands, turning to dust that he blew into the air, forming shapes that looked like skulls. Yet, the adults laughed, clapping harder. "Do you see that?" whispered my friend Anna, her voice quivering. I think it's supposed to be part of the act," I replied uncertainly. But when the clown pulled a pie from a box and it looked suspiciously like sludge, even I couldn't pretend anymore. My unease grew as he approached, offering the pie to my dad, who took a hearty bite, seemingly oblivious to its actual appearance. "Why aren't they seeing this?" Anna gripped my arm, her eyes wide. I shook my head, unable to understand. We watched in horror as the clown continued, his once silly tricks now tinged with darkness. The room felt colder, the festive colors of the decorations bleeding into bleak gray tones. The climax of his act was the birthday cake, a towering confection that now seemed to slump, as if rotting from the inside. He sliced it with a large knife, the blade too sharp, too real. Handing a piece to me, his whisper chilled me to the bone. "Eat up and make a wish. I'll make sure it comes true." "Mum, I don't want him at my party next year," I muttered, pushing the plate away. "Nonsense," she laughed, a sound that now seemed hollow. "He's wonderful. We'll definitely invite him again. Look how much fun everyone is having." That night has haunted me for 50 years. The adults never saw the decay, never smelled the rot. They remembered only laughter and magic. But I knew what I saw, and I never celebrated another birthday. Even now, I can't help but wonder if the clown is still out there, making wishes come true in the most horrific ways imaginable.